Once again, I thought it would be fun to do some Halloween type monsters since it's mid-September here, and Halloween is coming up pretty soon. One of the monsters I grew up with as a child and as a kid and liked, and he's still around today I think, is Frankenstein. The Frankenstein monster is always kind of a fun guy to draw. So put your paper up and down, and we're going to draw Frankenstein monster. And the way we're going to start out is we're going to go right about here, and we're going to put a nose, and the nose is going to be kind of looks like this, and so it's kind of a U with a couple lines in it. And then from there we're going to take a couple lines up like this and another line up like this. And from there, we're going to put that big, heavy brow he has, a big forehead. So we're going to kind of come across like this and do our Frankenstein's brow. It kind of comes up like that. And underneath here, we're going to put his first eyeball. He's going to be a little scary because he's Frankenstein. And then we're going to put another here to put the white part of his eye, like so. And then, I mean, he's had a bad day. Frankenstein just created him, and he's not a real happy camper. So we're going to put some lines under his eyes, some big bags. And then down here, we're going to put a line, and then we're going to come up with another line like so and put his lip. And then we'll take it straight back across like that. For his bottom lip, we're just going to put a couple little lines just to indicate that he's got a bottom lip. And now from here, we're going to do the rest of his face. We're going to go right here. We're going to run down a line like that. We're going to go here and run a line down like that. And then we're going to put his cheek that goes like this. And then over, we'll do the same thing on the other side. A kind of a long face, and then we'll put his chin like so, and then up. We'll kind of put a little dimple in his chin. We're going to put his ears like so. Put a little line in here to make the rest of that ear. And the same thing on the other side with an ear. Remember, the ears don't have to even match because he was a Frankenstein monster, and Frankenstein kind of grabbed pieces here and there to put him together. It sounds kind of gross, but he did. So now we're going to start with the rest of his head. We're going to go out here, and then the same thing on the other side, out like so. And then once we've done that, we'll come up and we'll go over to make the top of his head. And for his hair, we'll run it up like this, and then just kind of go down like so. And there again, he's got that big brow head. Now we can't see his neck because he's going to be, well, we're going to go right here to make his shoulders, and we're going to kind of go like this and down like so on that side. And we're going to do the same thing and go down on this side. Now, since we can't see his neck because he's walking kind of humped over, we're going to put that little rod that Dr. Frankenstein hooked the electricity up to on here. It's going to be because his chin is behind his face because of the way he's hunched over. So we'll put those little lines like this, and then so like this. And that's what he used to connect electricity. And then we're going to go right here, and we're going to put the rest of his body, which is going to come down about like so, and then we'll make a jacket that comes up, and then it goes back up about like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll bring it down like about here, and then we'll come over about like this, and then we'll make his jacket go across like that, and then connect back up. And now we're going to add the rest of his arm. And so we're going to go right about here, and we're going to run it about down like about so, and then bring it over to touch his jacket. We'll put a couple lines in here to show kind of where the elbow of the jacket is. Do the same thing on the other side, bring it up, and a couple lines here like so. And then we're going to put his waist here. There again, he's way out of proportion. And then we're going to bring his arm down. And he's got really big hands, so we're going to put a really big thumb, and then a big finger here, and another big finger a little longer for that finger there. And then we'll come back with a finger here, and then his small finger here, and then bring that up like so. And then if we want to, you can put a thumbnail on those fingers, and then we'll put fingernails on all of his fingers like so, and then one on this little finger like here. Now, since he was kind of sewn together bit by bit, we're going to run a line right here like this, and we're going to put some little lines like this. And what that is, it's going to show that his hands were kind of stitched onto his arms, which is kind of gross, but that's Frankenstein. Now we're going to go here, and we're going to run a line like this. We're going to run it down like here, and this is going to be his leg. So we'll get it right about there. And then we'll run that back up like so. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll kind of come out like that. Now let's do the other hand. And of course, we've got to put that long arm on because it's too short. So we're going to bring his arm down about like we did the other one, and then back up. And then we're going to put his thumb once again out like so. And his fingers. It doesn't matter, once again, if this hand matches the other hand, because remember, Frankenstein pulled all these parts from all these different people to make his monster. And we'll put our little lines like that, showing that hand's been sewn on. And then we'll put a thumbnail and some fingernails. Now, if you wanted to make his hands a little more, so you could kind of put a line right here where the knuckles are on each one. And once we've got that, we're going to go back over to the pant leg and draw that other pant leg, and we're going to run it pretty much straight up too. And then we're going to run his ankle down like so. Once again, the pants are also too small. Put an ankle like that, another line like down like this, one down like this. And then we're going to put this massive shoe on him, because Frankenstein always had these really big feet with these really big shoes. So do that and run that across like this. And then we're going to put a really thick sole on that shoe. And then if you want to, you can go here and put a heel on it like that. And maybe a couple lines like this to show how massive that shoe is. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Put in the ankle, bring it down, and then another massive shoe. And this one bring down like so, and back around. We could do the heel, and then we'll do the rest of the sole, which is also thick. Line like that, maybe put a line here where that heel goes. And so then now you have your Frankenstein monster. If you wanted to, you can see I've added a collar up here just by kind of going down and over and then down that way. And I've added another collar here just by going this way. And then you could add a pocket on if you wanted to on his coat. Maybe a button on his sleeve over here, and another circle for a button over here. And then you can, of course, color him any way you want, but that's pretty much your Frankenstein monster.